In today's episode of the Pep Talk podcast, I'm telling on myself, and probably many of you out there too. But first, I have a question for you. Have you had your dose of pep today? I've got you. Now let's get it started. Y'all, this is season 2, episode 12 of the Pep Talk podcast. I'm your host, Coach Jay, a life coach in the DFW area of Texas. And y'all know the mission of this podcast is to cheer you on and to coach you up because I believe that everybody needs a cheerleader and everybody needs a coach. We need somebody to hype us up and to encourage us, but we also need somebody who can hold us accountable and tell us how we're holding ourselves back and keeping ourselves from elevating. And y'all know I am all about the elevation. I want to see you grow, and soar, so you can fly as high as you want to fly in this life while pulling other people along with you, because we don't do this for ourselves, right? We don't do it for ourselves. It's about lifting up our communities as well. The saying is that a rising tide lifts all ships. And I believe that if you are listening to this podcast, whether you are new or you've been rocking with us since season 1, you are that rising tide. And you, yes, you, my brother, yes, you, my sister, you are lifting the ships that are all around you. That's right. We don't just elevate, we help other people to elevate as well. I want to thank you all so much for the feedback from the last 2 episodes. Y'all have been, it's been good. It's been good, and I really appreciate just the messages of how the last 2 podcasts have really hit you in a spot that's really causing you to rethink some things and to make some changes, because that's what we're about, right? We're not afraid of change because change leads to transformation, and I'm trying to transform, and you're trying to transform. Now, with that said, I'm trying to transform. I am actively trying to transform. And here is where I'm going to tell on myself. All right. So this last week was not the best mindset week for me. And I never come on here and I never try to tell you that I am above all, that I have achieved everything. I'm honestly, I'm coming to you just like because I'm one of you. I am a person who knows that I have to actively stay on my grind with protecting my mindset, with thinking about what I believe and why I believe it, examining all of those things, fighting against the fears, being my own best friend. These are things that I struggle with week by week. And some weeks are better than others. Some days are better than others. Some hours are better than others. But this week was not a great week for me. It was not a great week on the mindset front. It was not a great week on the talking to yourself like your own best friend front. And so let me pull back the curtain a little bit. And if you're watching on the YouTube channel, then you see that I'm looking a little, I'm looking a little, yeah. But it's okay. It's okay because we value transparency and we value honesty. So my wife and I are in the middle, or at the beginning, sorry, of a huge undertaking that really is going to change a lot about our lives and about the way that we live, and really about the impact that we're able to have and the legacy that we're able to leave behind. And so a part of that is, having to question some things, having to, seek advice from some people. And so there are a lot of questions. And so this week, as I was kind of going through a website, answering questions, doing some different things, I really got to a point in the questioning process where I had an extreme crisis of belief. It was bad. It was so bad that by Wednesday of last week, I could not eat. I was sick to my stomach, and every thought that came to my head was, yo, you were making a big mistake. This is not for you. You were not the person for this. Like, your wife could probably do this on her own. And she's just starting a chiropractic career. But my thoughts were telling me that she could probably do this on her own, that nobody was going to, one, nobody was going to approve me for this thing. Number two, that nobody looks at me and sees the person who needs to exist to do this thing. And I'll talk about what that is later, much later on. But y'all just gotta trust me that it was stressful. It was so stressful, and so I sent my wife a text because at this point, I'm kind of by Wednesday, I was almost near tears because I could not escape the negative headspace. I could not escape. Y'all, my confidence had abandoned me. The confidence that I had upon initially my wife and I saying, yes, we're going after this, till Wednesday, going through this process of filling out multiple questionnaires, all of these things, my confidence had left me. My self talk was so negative that there was no way that I could even break the barrier of just trying to find a way to get to peace where I could settle myself. And so I sent my wife a text and I'm like, babe, this is a mistake. I feel like this is a mistake. I don't feel like I can do this. I don't feel like I'm the person that can do this. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I can't eat. My stomach hurts. I'm stressed. Like, these people are going to look at this, all these answers to these questions, and they're going to be like, oh, no, 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 no. He doesn't have it all together. He's not perfect. We can find infinitely more people who are ready to do this than him. It was bad. It was really bad. I think it was on Thursday that I kind of had an epiphany. And I'm telling off on myself, but I'm probably also telling off on some of you. And the epiphany to me came in the form of a question. Do you believe or do you not believe? Like, Jay, do you believe or not? Because if you don't believe, then we can stop this right now. If you don't believe, there is no need in going any further in this process because it's going to be a long process and it's going to test you and it's going to be really hard. Do you believe or not? Do you really want this, or are you just paying lip service? And then I started thinking about y'all. I started thinking about the people who are watching me, the people who are watching me live my life, the people that I can't even see who are paying attention via social media or who are paying attention in real life. And as I was thinking about this episode, I did not want to come on and I didn't want to talk about this, but I need to. I need to be open, honest, and transparent with you all because I owe it to you to let you see that the very things that I talk about with you on a weekly basis are not things that I'm immune to. Y'all, this week I was near tears because when I looked in the mirror, I did not see the person who could live up to what this thing was. And here's the thing. This opportunity does not require perfection. This opportunity does not it does not ask for somebody who has it all together, but somehow I had begun to psych myself out and talk myself out of what could be an amazing opportunity. Somebody out there, somebody listening, somebody that you know is in the middle right now of talking themselves out of an amazing opportunity. Somebody out there right now is about to miss their moment. Somebody out there is about to miss their moment, the moment that you've been working for, the moment that you've been praying for, the moment that you've been fasting for, the moment that you've been talking everybody's ears off about. Somebody is about to miss the moment because they can't answer the question, do you believe or not? If I were to steal Hamlet, to believe or not to be leave. That is the question. And here's what I need to tell you. You need to be able to answer that question. On Thursday, I answered that question and I said, I believe. But see, I also understand, I understand that belief is hard. I am not going to come here and tell you that belief is like flipping a switch. Because if you decide that you want to believe in yourself, if you decide that you want to believe in your dream, immediate obstacles are going to come up in your life. Immediate moments of self doubt are going to come up in your life. But it has to be a yes to the belief, because if you don't believe, when those obstacles come up, you're going to fold like a cheap plastic plate on Thanksgiving. Y'all know what happens to cheap plastic plates on Thanksgiving. They crumple. And all the good stuff, the turkey, the dressing, the sweet potatoes, the cornbread, come on, somebody, all that stuff just goes and hits the floor. All of the delicious things, they gone. Because if you don't have strong belief in yourself, if you don't have belief in your mission, if you don't have belief in your value, if you don't have belief in the fact that there is a treasure on the inside of you that is trying to come out, if you don't have belief in any of those things, at the first sign of obstacle, at the first sign of challenge, poof, is gone. All of that hard work, all of that planning, all of that preparation, all of that education, all of that life experience, all of that talking it up, all of that pitching it up. Come on, somebody. I'm talking to somebody. I'm not just talking to myself right now. I'm talking to somebody out there who is about to miss the moment. Somebody's about to miss it because you don't believe. You have to believe in yourself. And there's so many people out there. You believe in your cousin's dream. You'll sow into your cousin's dream. You believe in your sister's dream. You'll sow into your sister's dream. You'll support, support, support. You'll believe, believe, believe. And you give all of your belief away to everybody else. But when it comes time to believe in you, when it comes time to believe in what you need to do and believe in who you need to be to cultivate the life that you want to live, poof. All of the belief that you have given to everybody else, it fails you when you need it. Because you have not set the pattern and the expectation in your life that before I believe in anybody else, I'm going to believe in me. Before I bet on anybody else, I'm going to bet on me. And yes, the road is going to be hard. It's going to be rocky. It's going to be bumpy. I'm going to bleed. I'm going to cry. I'm going to stumble. I'm going to scrape my knee. But none of those things are going to stop me from believing in me, because I'm the only me that I have. And I need you to hear me. You are the only you that you have. And so it is imperative that you find the belief, so that when you have to answer the question, and everybody at some point in time is going to have to answer the question, do you believe or not? This is not something that I think. This is something that I know. I've talked to enough people. I've had enough clients. I've had enough counseling sessions. I've talked to enough folks to know that at some point, everybody has that moment. And it's not just one moment over the course of your life. It's going to be several moments. And those moments are going to be linchpins. It's going to be like stepping into a pathway and having two diverging paths. When you get to that point, there will be a sign that says, do you believe or not? And how you answer that question is going to inform your thought processes. Your self-talk is going to inform your strength and your resolve and your courage and your stick-to-itiveness. It's going to inform how you look at yourself when you see that you were beaten and you're battered, but you can still get back up, because that belief is the power within you that is enabling you to get up and to keep going. And see, on Thursday, I had a moment, y'all. I had a moment where I said, yes, I believe. I believe that even if this organization says no, I believe we're still going to do it, because that's what we're called to do. I believe that we're not going to miss this moment because of insecurities. I believe that we're not going to miss this moment because of any of these other things. It is important to my future. It's important to the sense of purpose that I have on the inside of me that I don't miss this moment. That when purpose comes calling, that for me, when God comes calling, I say yes, because I believe what's inside of me has to come out, y'all. That's why this podcast is even in existence, because I know that what's inside of me has to come out, because what's inside of you has to come out, because people in this world, the world is waiting on people who believe in themselves to be a light for other people who don't have that same kind of belief. And I know I'm talking to you. And I know I'm talking to your friends. And I know I'm talking to your friends' friends and your frenemies and your family. I know I'm talking to you because guess what? The thing that bonds us together is that we're all human. And as humans, we will always have crises of belief. Any famous person will tell you that there was a moment in time where they had to choose to believe or not to believe. Your favorite athlete, your favorite movie star, I promise you, they had a moment where they had to decide whether they believed or whether they did not believe. And how you answer that question determines where your life goes, and how you answer that question determines where the lives of those around you go. Because remember, we don't just elevate by ourselves. The rising tide lifts all ships. So if your tide is low, guess what? You're sinking the ships around you. And I know it sounds like I'm preaching to you, and I know it sounds like I'm yelling at you, but please believe I'm preaching and I'm yelling to myself, because I know better than most how crippling self-doubt is. I know better than most how crippling it is to be able to look at somebody else and say, I believe in your dream. I believe that you're gifted. I believe that you're called. But when you look in the mirror to yourself, you see everything but it. It's like there is a set of rules for everybody else. I can believe for everybody else, but when it comes to me, the rules are different. Those same platitudes, that same belief, it doesn't apply to me. I know what it's like. I know what it's like because I've been there. And some days, like Wednesday, I'm still there. But I am telling you not to miss your moment because you're afraid to believe in yourself. And if you're watching the YouTube, I'm looking at you right in the eyes, because I don't want you to miss your moment. If you're listening on Apple, I need you to hear it in my voice. I don't want you to miss your moment. I don't want you to miss making your mark. I don't want you to miss having the impact and having the influence that you were put on earth to have, because you don't believe in who you are. And you don't believe in your mission, and you don't believe in your vision, and you don't believe in your values. And so you are stuck in a spot where you're not who you were, but you're not who you're going to be. And you're existing in a spot where you're just kind of in between. And you can see the beginning and you can see the end, and you're no closer to one and you're no farther from the other. And you just don't know what to do because you don't have the belief piece. But I need you to believe, because it's that belief that's going to change your life. So that when people tell you no, your belief says they may have said no, but I'm going to figure out another way. Even though something inside of you, the realistic side, is saying there's no way that this is ever going to happen. Your belief will tell you, I'm going to figure it out. I'm just going to figure it out. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I'm going to figure it out. Why am I going to figure it out? Because I believe in me. I believe in what's inside of me. And listen, I'm making this episode because I believe in you too. But I can only make this episode and I can only give you this message because I believe in me. And I believe that by believing in myself, it frees me to believe in you and to give you the message that I'm giving you right now, that I, Coach Jay, believes in you. And I want to see you prosper. And I want to see you win. And I want to see your name in lights. And I want to see you having an impact. I want to see your dream come to fruition. I want to see that idea that everybody else called crazy become that thing that absolutely reshapes the way that we think about life or the way that we do things or the way that we relate to one another. I believe in your vision, and I don't even know what it is because I believe in me. And when I believe in me, it frees me to believe in you. So the question becomes then, how? How do I start believing in myself? That's the question, right? That's the question. So when I think about developing belief, here are the things that I immediately think about. Number one, I think about what are you putting in? Like, what are you eating? And I don't mean eating like Burger King or McDonald's or Wendy's or whatever. Okay. Even though what you put into your body does play a role. But when I ask you what are you eating, I am asking what are you filling yourself with that either adds to your belief or pulls away from it? What are you reading? What are you watching? Who are you talking to? All of those things that are going into you have a direct effect on what comes out of you and also what happens within you. So if I'm around people who are always speaking negative, I'm ingesting negative things and I'm thinking about negative things, therefore negative things are going to come out of me. If I am watching stuff that is not edifying, that's not building me up, then I am basically filling myself with Twinkies and Ho-Hos, stuff that has zero nutritional value to my life. It's empty calories. It's eating air. But when we start to eat and ingest the types of things that are building us up, the things that are making us strong, that are making us courageous, reading biographies. If you read the Bible, read the Bible. Whatever that thing is for you that brings nutritional value to your belief and how you see yourself and your mission and your goal. Those are the things that you need to be putting into yourself. So number one, what do you eat? Number two, who are you surrounding yourself with? You got to have people who are going to hold you accountable, cheer you on, and coach you up. And then number three, what kind of risks are you taking? The truest test of belief lies in the risks that we're willing to take to support that belief. So, what are you eating? Who are you surrounding yourself with? And what risks are you taking? Three things that I want you to ask yourself. And when you can answer those three questions, I believe that it becomes apparent whether you believe in yourself or not. Also, explore your thoughts, explore your heart. Slow down just enough to pay attention to what's happening inside of you because it makes a difference. And if you want to have a healthy brand of belief in your life, you've got to be aware and you've got to be paying attention. It makes a difference. Whew. Okay. So, as we get ready to close this episode, I just have to say it again. Because, see, I'm still at the beginning of my process, and my belief is tested daily. But it's okay, because I believe in me. I believe in me. And you have to believe in you too, because it doesn't matter how much I believe in you. Unless you believe in you, then my belief means nothing. So you have to believe in you. Do you believe in you? Do you believe in you? To believe or not to believe? That is the question. And that's what we have been talking about in season 2, episode 12 of the Pep Talk podcast. I'm your host, Coach Jay, and I want you to go out this week and I want you to do whatever you can to reinforce belief in yourself. It's so important. It's so important. People need to see it. This world needs to see it. And you deserve to see it. You deserve to have it. So if you're watching on YouTube, y'all hit that bell, subscribe, and hit the notification so that you don't miss a single episode. Y'all, I love you all. Thank you so much. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, yo, Leave a rating, leave a review, share this. I need everybody to share these episodes so that we can expand our reach. Join our Facebook community. Yo, we're growing. We're growing. We're growing. And we're going to be a community of belief. I love y'all. I'll see you next week. And y'all know how we end things, right? Keep it love, keep it light, and keep it peppy. We'll see you next week for episode 13. It's the Pep Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Jay. Love you. Be blessed. Peace.